And we're back, part 3 of Insecure. How to not secure a crime scene. How to allow people to screw up a crime scene. Part 3. Academy Crime Scene Security 101. Oh, shit, I got to hit the button first time.
Just relax. Okay? I'm just trying to, there's a whole lot of people here, so I'm trying to secure everybody.
Do you want me to stay with you?
Actually, he's not really securing anybody. The only person that he has tried to secure is her. But
You can stay right here with her.
Stay right here. I will not go anywhere.
You can leave the door open. You don't have to do anything, okay?
she should not be talking to people. This woman that's consoling her is going to tell her, I guarantee you, be careful what you say. We have attorneys for this. We have insurance. If he wants to talk to you, make sure you're careful on what you... She's getting coached because that's what people do. They want to help. And you don't want that going on at a crime scene. So he put her in a car, but he's still worried about letting people bring her water and talk to her.
People you think were in here when it happened?
3, maybe 4.
4?
Maybe.
Okay. So 2 more other than you two?
Reed, as soon as I see him, he was
Reed?
camera operator. Reed, yes, sir.
Okay, so somebody is getting names and writing shit down. I don't know if this is the same guy or a different guy, but this person is working a crime scene right now. He's trying to gather information. He's asking questions pertinent, not necessarily that we need today, but we will need. See, the big thing on a crime scene is I'm gathering everything so later I can sit at my desk and go, needs follow-up, need to get this, need to get that, need to contact, need to get a statement. But I got to have all this collected while it's available so later I can methodically go through each and every piece of statement, contact, who was there, who went where, what was their steps, retrace it, etc. Look at crime scene photos. Because we have cameras, we can get a lot of still shots of a crime scene photo. Before, you had to start snapping pictures so we have something to go back. Here's a picture here, 5 minutes later, that's gone. Who took it and where did it go? Here's my crime scene here. I've got cartwheels where they dragged the cart over. The next picture I see, there's tire prints all over. Who the fuck's car was that? Where did it go? Why was it there? Who was driving that car? Who was in the car? Was the car coming or going? I need to know all that. But if I don't have everybody gathering everything at the onset, it gives me less places to follow up on later. When you work a case, you follow up every lead until it either resolves and you solve it, or until they're exhausted and there's nowhere else to go. So if I only have 5 things at a crime scene, once I go to those 5 things to the end and I don't solve the case, I got nowhere else to go. The only thing I can do is go back over it and see if I missed something. So when you want a good crime scene process secured and shit done, you should have 50, 100, 200 things. Now I have 200 places to go. Each one is likely to lead me somewhere else. And each one of those is likely to lead me somewhere else. And the odds of solving that case gets greater on the security and the shit we collect at that crime scene. That's why it's so critical that crime scene preservation, security, gathering, pictures, who was there, witnesses, cameras, everything. It's so critical to solve a case. And I know somebody's going to be here saying, Ray, you're acting like this is a murder scene, a drug case. It doesn't matter. This is the most serious crime that can occur. Somebody died, and it should be treated that way no matter how it is. Whether it's in the hood and there's 10 victims, or if it's on a set and there's 1 victim.
Was here. Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin was the actor on set that pulled the trigger.
Alec Baldwin?
Yes, sir.
Dude, he's giving me a great statement. I like cold, unrehearsed, chaotic on-scene statements. Those are great because you're getting shit fresh right there. It's not going to be any fresher. You can't get it more fresh than right then and there. Every minute and every hour and every day, that story gets diluted or it's not as fresh. This dude said Alec died. Really? He pulled a trigger? Were you here? You were here when he pulled it? How many times did he pull it? Did you see him cock it? What happened? What did he say before he pulled it? What did he say after he pulled it? Man, I am jumping all over this right here and now. Some people will say you shouldn't be getting statements at a crime scene until it's secure. I don't agree with that. If you can get it, grab it, especially with a camera. It doesn't take a few seconds to ask good questions that will lock somebody down. That is really good. I mean, it's not rocket science. Alex Baldwin pulled the trigger? How do you know that? I was there. Really? Did you see Elena go down? Yeah. What did Alex say or do right before he pulled the trigger? Well, he was practicing drawing it. Really? Did she tell him to do it, or did he ask, or why was he practicing drawing? Oh, it was part of the scene. We were filming it. Oh, we were filming it. Meaning you were behind a camera? Yeah. Is this on camera? See, just doing this quick, unrehearsed evaluation of this witness, I can gather a lot of information. It gives me places to go. Again, somebody, a detective may go, dude, man, I don't want you doing that. I wouldn't care. If somebody gives me more information is always better to me. I don't want you to lose security of a scene because you're running around trying to get statements. I don't want you doing that. But if you grab somebody and they got good info, get what you can. Absolutely.
Where's he at? Got one. Yeah, you help me find him?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I didn't see this guy before. This is what I'm talking about. You grab people and you put them to work. The guy he's talking to, what's your name? What's your job? You're with me, man. I need you to follow me around because you're my answer man. Who was in here? 5 people? Were you in here? Good. I need the 5 people that were in here. How do we find them? You got a radio? How do we find those 5 people? They're over here. Let's go. So he's kind of doing it pretty good.
Oh, he called from right there on the cell phone with the cowboy.
Okay.
I think this cop probably heard Alex Baldwin when he went, oh, he pulled the trigger. I'll go talk to him. The 2 most important people to contact secure and to get statements right now, you guys probably know. I don't have to say it. Who's the 2 most people that you want to freaking secure and contact? The person who pulled the trigger and the armor who gave him the gun. But we're not sure that she gave him the gun yet. But those are the 2 people we know we want. We want everybody. I want everybody. I want a guy standing outside who heard the bang. I want everybody. But those 2 people are critical. He's already on the phone, maybe talking to his lawyer, maybe giving a statement, maybe not giving a statement. We don't know what he's doing. But everything he says is important because I want to hear everything he's saying. I might, if I had a camera and I found him and he's a shooter, I might just say, I'm sticking with him. I'm not doing anything. I'm either going to ask him questions, I'm not going to ask questions, but I'm with him. I want to know who he's talking to, what he's doing, who's he sending messages to, who talked to him, what they say to. I'm probably locking on to him because he pulled the trigger. Now, I'm not saying arrest him, but I'm going to lock on with him.
How's it going, sir? So my understanding, you were in the room when the lady someone was shot?
Holding the gun, yeah.
Okay, alrighty.
What do you need?
Well, I know your name.
Notice how Baldwin is still a little in control. What do you need? This is my set. What do you need? Yo, motherfucker. It's not what I need. You need to wait for me to tell you what I need. You don't ask me or control. I'm not saying I would say that to him, but you need to be able to read that when you get somebody like him that's going to try. And when you deal with lawyers, judges, family members of lawyer judges, family members of cops, political family members, they all have this attitude that they want to control or stop or intimidate you. That shit don't fly with me, but it flew with some.
So it's
Call you back, okay?
let me get with my lieutenant and see where we want you to hang out, okay?
Whatever you want to do. Whatever.
Yes, sir. All right, give me just a second.
So he kind of leaves him. I wouldn't have done that, I don't think. He doesn't know what to do, so he's going to go ask, which is okay, but I wouldn't leave the shooter, the primary suspect, the main witness, the guy who pulled the trigger, and somebody may die. I'm probably not leaving that person. That's just me. Even though he's not going to run. Rick, where do you think he's going to go? He's being cooperative. Why would you want to stay? I'm just telling you. Me personally, I wouldn't leave him.
ALT. So I got the immediate 4 people that were in the room. Alex
Oh, so
Baldwin.
the bald guy that was started was a lieutenant that wasn't doing much. Gee, now I know why the 2 detectives suck.
The actor is the one who pulled the trigger. Do you want me to have him sit tight or
Yeah, you're gonna have to sit tight.
sit tight? And you...
Well, that was great direction. You want me to have him sit tight? Yeah, sit tight. Man, that lieutenant's on the ball, huh? Shit. That's a bad man. He knows he's in control of that crime scene. What the fuck?
I have the armor in here. This is all their stuff. I have the gun used is in there.
And I got.
Oh, so this is the lieutenant that's been dealing with the armor and then put her in a car. This guy, he's no cue ball either. Oh, I'm sorry. He's no rocket science either. Okay.
Got the 2 people that were in the room.
Okay.
You want me to have Alec Baldwin take a seat in the back?
This is what you call this guy standing around. This guy locked on the armor and stayed with her. Really isn't controlling. We've got all these people here and we still don't have a control crime scene. Why is this guy standing here? Why isn't he locking vehicles or logging plates or taking... What the fuck are you doing here? Why is Lieutenant letting him stand here? So he has somebody to blame, so he can have a gopher, so he can say, hey man, go do that. This guy wants to be the next lieutenant, so he's going to hang out with Lieutenant.
Unit or?
No, we know where he's at. We know who he is.
Yeah.
We just need to stay. Is he in a trailer?
No, he's right there in the gray and black.
Okay. All right. So try to keep him away from everybody.
Okay.
That was pretty good advice. I mean, at least he said that. Try to keep him away from everybody. If I was a lieutenant, he doesn't talk to anybody. Go secure him and move him in a car. Go put him in your car, whatever. Turn the air conditioner on, get him some water. He doesn't talk to anybody until we get a statement from him. If I was lieutenant, that's what I would do.
Okay, have him.
Talk to anybody?
Okay, I can just have him sit. I can sit with him in my unit.
That's fine.
Okay.
Hey, cop got it. Good for you.
Okay.
It tended to be an empty gun. If you put closed when we're ready to shoot, everybody was prepped.
Okay, I walk up on the shooter, and he's telling a story. I ain't interrupting. I ain't saying shit. I'm listening. This is great evidence. I wouldn't say shit. Let him finish his story. You don't have to worry about Miranda. He's not in custody. Anything I hear, I can use. I ain't interrupting anybody telling their story.
Yeah. Earplugs, everything.
All right,
He stopped him. I wouldn't have done that.
Mr. Baldwin. Who's the director on scene?
The guy that was shot.
The guy that was shot.
He's in
Okay.
The guy that was shot. Who's the director? I shot the motherfucking director because he tried to direct me, and I'm fucking Alex Baldwin. Oh, okay, whatever.
No.
I think he's in the ambulance.
Do you guys have a production car? Or?
There's an AD. His name is Dave. I get him for you right now.
Okay.
There's an AD is Dave. A lot of people will use, especially a hospital, they'll use acronyms of people. There's an AD. Now, the cop probably first thing AD is actual discharge. Because I've been doing this thing, I know he means AD is the assistant director. But no one else knows that. That is a term common in here. Anytime I hear terms like that, I want people to identify. When you said the AD, is that the assistant director? Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Be to stay right here and do everything that he's
Well, my lieutenant just wants you to stay away from everybody and not to talk to nobody. So I was
right here.
We can wait right here and have everybody step back, or we can wait in the back of my patrol unit, but I prefer to not put you there, okay?
Yeah.
Alex Baldwin decided he's staying there. Shouldn't happen. I appreciate you want to stay here. But right now we're conducting a crime scene, and there was a shooting, and you shot the gun, and I need to secure you. So you can either sit in my car, or we can go to a building and we can sit somewhere, but you and me are going somewhere where nobody's around. You ain't staying here. That ain't going to happen. Again, when you start Mickey Mouse and you're not confident and you don't know what you're allowed to do, I mean, look, if Alex Baldwin goes, well, I ain't going to the car, I'm staying right here. Okay, I tried to do it a nice way. Turn around, put your hands behind your back, you're being detained, now you're in cuffs, and now you're going to the back of the car. How about that? You ain't staying here. Maybe you didn't hear that the first time, and that's the way we would have went next. But this guy is too, and I guarantee you he's going to talk to people. I don't even know what's going to happen. I guarantee you he's going to be talking to people.
Alex, you want something? You want water or something now?
I want to find props to get a cigarette from you.
Now he's getting cigarettes. Now he's getting waters. It'll turn into, can you go get so-and-so? Can you tell so-and-so? I'm going to call my wife.
I got one. What do you got? I got medium. Marble mousse. I'll take it.
I'll take it. I'll take what you got. Alec Baldwin, all that money, he got a bum cigarette.
So you don't want a cigar?
That's a shit.
Right, Cooney.
No problem. There you go, too.
Yes, sir.
Right, I'm right there. Silver car is Alex's vehicle.
So now we're supposed to be paying attention to the primary suspect, and now we're talking to someone else. Because when you keep them in an area, this is what happens, which is why he shouldn't be in this area.
You want to sit him in there?
Maybe Mr. Baldwin, is that your car?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can wait in there.
You want me to stay here?
We can wait in your car if you want
I
to.
can't smoke in the car.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we can.
Again, the cop tried to get him in a car, and Alex said no. He changed. He let him take control of the scene. You can't do... This dude is the primary suspect that killed somebody, and you're treating him like he's somebody. He gets treated like everybody who's a suspect. Dude, I'm going to try to do this nice, but you got to cooperate with me. We don't have choices here. I'm asking you nice because I'm trying to be nice, but I don't have to be nice. Let's go sit in the car. The cop's not being assertive. The cop isn't saying, I appreciate you want to stay here and you want to smoke and you can't smoke in the car? Well, guess what? We're either going to the car or we're going here where you can smoke. You can choose, but you cannot stay here. I'm not going to say it again, dude.
Wait, hang out right here then.
Is Joe gone? They both gone?
Yeah. Well, they're still working on the female. If you haven't seen
He still got those same nasty gloves when he showed up. Now he's handling other ID.
the helicopter take off, then they're not gone yet.
So Alex is interviewing him. Are they gone? And I'm giving him information. The helicopter has left and there's shit. Alex is interviewing you. You're the cop at a freaking homicide investigation. How do we know there's no drugs in that water? Is the cap closed? Rick, you're just being paranoid. That matters. If one of the guys go, hey man, every time I give Alex water, I always put a little shot of vodka in it. That's the way he drinks it on set. I didn't know that. Now you're giving him alcohol. Hopefully they took a blood test or they test this guy for drugs and alcohol, but I don't want him getting something unless he can have water, sure. He can have water as long as it's in a sealed bottle when you give it to him. Other than that, he can't have anything. If he wants a Coke can with a Coke sealed, he can have that. I don't want anybody having him an excuse to say, I smoked a cigarette with marijuana in it. I did this. I did that. You just don't. Those are little things that will mess up an investigation.
How's inquiry with the where
All right, I'm bumped here. Hopefully I don't miss something. See, this is what have been a perfect point for this guy to start bonding with Alex. Hey, man, I know he's not in custody right now. He's not being handcuffed, and I can ask him questions like, hey, man, I understand, I know you're nervous. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a dick, but, I got a lieutenant telling me I can't let you talk to anybody. That's just protocol. If I can help you out in any way, we will. That's why I was saying the car might be cooler. If you want to sit in the sun, I'm with you. He needs to be bonding, and Alex may make some statements to him. You want to tell me what happened? There's nothing. You're doing an investigation right now to figure out what happened. You don't know if there's a crime yet. So, he shot him. I'd like to know when he's got a camera on. It's perfect to get a statement, an unrehearsed statement from him. Doesn't have to be a formal statement. I don't have to start writing down questions, but talk to him. He's a valuable witness. Extract information. That's what we do. We're fact finders, fact gatherers. Get information. Don't be a damn flatfoot standing around waiting for somebody to tell you to do something.
Returning to route to Banana Creek.
That's sure right there. He took his radio off, but that's our first AZ
That one's there?
talking to.
Guy with the white hair.
Sheriff's car with the gray hair kind of in the
Okay.
shirt.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave. Dave, you're wrong. Here by now.
This crime scene still isn't secure. Nobody's taking names. I don't know where everybody's at. Put people to work on a crime scene. This guy wants to help. Tell me, hey guy, come over here a second. I need you to help me out. Can you just point to people and tell me their name? I'll get that on thing. Can you tell me who left or who was here that may have left? Can you tell me who these cars belong to? Can you do something? Don't just stand around.
So, Mr. Baldwin, how many people were in the room when it happened?
Finally, he's asking questions. Holy shit. Rick, why are you being so mean? I'm not. I'm just saying.
It's a crew.
It's a crew?
He does some people. A lot of the crews outside, inside that building is small. He'll tell you.
Okay.
He's the one that knows what was on set. He's asking how many people were in the room at the time.
How's it going, sir? Deputy.
So, Alex redirecting the investigation off of him and told a cop to ask him. I'm not asking him. I'm asking you. I just asked you how many people in the room. You were in the room, right? Who else was in the room that you remember? Don't let people redirect you. That's usually an evasive way to where I don't want to say anything. Maybe he hasn't invoked his rights yet. He hasn't been read his rights. But we always have the right to remain silent. You don't have to be read your rights to have the right to remain silent. I mean, I would have no problem if Alex went, look, I don't know what the hell's going on. I was handed a gun that I thought was empty and somebody shot. I don't know where this is going, but I ain't making a statement till I talk to my attorney. Thanks a lot. Thanks for playing. What else can I do for you? I mean, I'd have had no problem with that. I'd be like, it's probably a smart move.
People were in the room at the time.
That's a 6.
6?
Out of 7. Yeah.
6, 7, which one is it? Can you give me their names? Did you hand the gun? What happened to the gun? Did you see what happened to the gun? Start rattling off questions.
6 or 7? I need a definite answer.
I don't know.
Okay.
Exactly.
You don't know? No problem. Let's go through who you do know. You were in the room, right? Alex was in the room, right? Who else was in the room that you remember? The person that got shot, she was in the room. The other person that got shot, he was in the room. That's 4. You said 6 or 7. Who are we missing? You have to direct and lead people where you want to. You can't be this passive, like this whole department hires a bunch of beta freaking, I don't want to offend anybody and I don't want to do an investigation people. I just can't believe the lack of freaking testosterone to go, yo, I need freaking answers and let me help you get the answers I need.
So I got 1 here, the 2 that were injured, that makes 3, and then these 2 gentlemen.
Oh, he is going through it. Good for him.
4, 5. So who would be the other 2?
I wouldn't have said who was the other 2. I would have said, who are we missing? Who else do you remember? Give him when you say who's the other 2, now you've given him out. I got to give you 2 names and then I'm done. I got to quit thinking. I don't want you to quit thinking. I want to know everybody that was in there. Tell me everything you know. Don't give people who are the other 2. You limit them. Now when he gives you 2 names, you think you're done. He said 6 or 7. He doesn't know.
Yeah, he's got Ross.
I can tell more than 6 people.
More than 6?
Supervisor, I keep track of the narrative and how where. I can tell you who's in the room.
Okay. Were you in the room?
Pretty much.
I was at the door.
You were at the door? Can I get your ID?
Perfect. This guy's starting. He's starting to do an investigation of a crime scene. Good for him.
Okay, why don't you come on over to the back of this big truck? Huh?
3-2 to 2-4. I have 3 IDs for.
What did I tell you about him talking to people? When you don't isolate him, this is what happens. What are they talking about? What are they saying? What are they conspiring? How do I know they're not conspiring? How do I know they're not trying to hide evidence? How do I not know they're changing their story? How do I know they're not getting their stories together? That's why you isolate them.
She's really making things sound real. She's really, really just yelling at everybody and screaming at the video. She's go back to the inside to the sun.
Everybody at the scene right now, what do you think they're thinking? Raise your hand if you think you know what they're thinking. If you think they're thinking, how do I cover my ass? That's what everybody's thinking. How do I not get involved or be the blame for this? Because that's the natural instinct of most people. They don't want to get the blame. So when you start having a bunch of people think like that, and you know there's trouble, and you know everybody's trying to avoid trouble, if you don't get information, when you can get it, and you don't kind of make them give information, you're never going to get it.
You're right at the door? Do you have an ID on you, sir?
Ask him his name. You got a camera running. I get it. You get his ID. Perfect. Hold it in front of your camera so we have it on audio, so we have it recorded. But what's your name? What's your job? ID isn't going to tell me his job. I can't connect that.
Oh, Reed.
My question to the assistant director, hey guy, do you have a list of every employee on this site? Do you have that? Is it on your phone? Do you have a PDF? Email it to me. Fax it to me. Freaking text it to me. Call me on a voicemail and read it off. Get it to me somehow. I'm assuming they still have fax machines. I don't know. I may have just dated myself. I still think people fax shit.
We'd like to play Brady account operator, please.
How is she?
As of right now, her status is questionable. That's why we called the air light. Like, where were you at, sir?
I was right behind him.
Right behind him? Okay.
Yeah, I was right behind him right when it happened.
All right.
Man, he's a good witness. Right behind him. Right behind who? Right behind the guy that got shot? Or right behind Alex? Do we know? We'll never know because they didn't ask. Actually, we will know because now we have a witness. We have his ID. We have his picture. I can go back and ask him later. When you said right behind him, what did you mean? It'd have been nice if the cop cleared up, but I can follow up and clear that up.
So just have you guys hang out for me right here. We'll get someone to get your statement in just a second, okay?
This would have been a good time. You got the assistant or director smoking and drinking water. How do I get everybody on this set over here? You got a radio. Can you, since you're the director, assistant director, and the director's already been shot, you're the next guy in charge, can you get everybody out here to come over and talk to me? I would get everybody come over here and talk to me. What's your name? Where were you at? What were you? Use people to help you on a scene.
And then they cleared the gun outside after.
Oh, shit. Here we go with those freaking pronouns. We. I think that's pronoun. Is that not a pronoun? I'm not sure. What's that? No, my English class. We, them, us, they. Don't freaking use that. I hate when people use that term. As an investigator, that's the worst term I get. When I read that in a report, it just drives me nuts. I want to go to a cop and go, are you fucking idiot? Who the fuck is they? And if I got to come ask you who they is, what kind of idiot does that make you look like? When you're up on the stand and you're reading your report and you read they, or you say they, and I have to ask you, or the defense prosecution has to ask you, who is they? What did you mean by they? You look like a fucking idiot.
On his request, and I witnessed them clear it and saw the bullets.
Okay.
Didn't follow up. Wow. Who is we cleared it? Who are you? And you said at his direction. When you told him to clear it, what happened to the bullets? Does anybody know where the bullets are at? Yeah, they're on the cart. We already know that, but it doesn't matter. I want everybody to say what's going on because I want to be firing off questions. I don't want them to have time to think about it. I want instantaneous fucking catch them off guard. Who cleared it? What was her name? What was her job? Where did she go? Did she put it in her pocket? What did she do with the rounds? What about you? When you told him to clear it, what was going through your process? Why'd you have him clear it? Well, I want to make sure it was safe. Good. Where was the armor? Why were you making sure it was safe? Why didn't the armor make safe? Why wasn't the armor take care? Why did you have other people clear the gun and not the armor? I mean, these are just little bits and pieces that are flying off my head right now that could have been asked, and then we have something to go back and follow up. Why did you change it? Why did you say that here, and now you're saying this? Remember, these interviews are probably more truthful than when we get them next day or next week, and we call them in, and they've talked to an attorney, and they're more prepped, and things have calmed down. Those statements are going to be very different than the ones you get now on the fly.
So only one was. Yes. They were all
The one that was missing, the one that fired, we don't know, but all the other ones were proper.
They had loads.
They reported load blanks.
They were reported load blanks. That's not what we've heard from all the interviews. All the interviews, they reported load blanks. Well, I don't really know what he means. When he said load blanks, that makes it sound like a blank is something that flashed. The dummy rounds is what we've been hearing in all the interviews. Were they dummies or blanks? Now, this guy doesn't know this because he doesn't have the foresight of, he hasn't watched all these interviews. He can't go in time and say, oh, I remember. I'm able to do that. But when he said blanks, that's different. That gives me something to go to now. Now I can question, why did this guy say they were blanks and you're saying they're dummies? Well, that guy's a dummy because he doesn't know. Maybe that's the case. Shit, I'm at 30 minutes.
Well, they didn't know. They were supposed to do their shake test before they put the thumb load.
Right, but see, before rehearsing, you.
Wow, that's a pretty good statement. This is a critical piece of information right here. What's he saying?
Well, they didn't know. They
didn't know.
They were supposed to do their.
They would be different. They're supposed to do their shake. He's making it sound like they didn't do the shake.
Shake test before they put the thumb load.
Right, but see, before rehearsing, you give me the empty gun. You don't have me.
You give me an empty, it says bed, but you give me an empty gun. We don't use any of that. So Alex, again, a lot of people, shit, I'm at 31 minutes. Let me go to the next part, wherever we're at. We'll be back on Alex and the blanks.